Hi, welcome back to Dr. Sam in the City. Today, I thought I would say a huge thank you to all of you for being so interactive and asking so many great questions in the comments box below the videos and on Instagram. Now, I'm sorry I don't get back and answer all of your questions individually. Life is just very busy right now, but I do read them and I do pick up on some of the really interesting ones and feed that back into the content I create at a later point in time. And it has to be said, probably the most commented on topic relates to videos on sunscreen use and products that I like. And I thought I'd just pick up on a few of those questions today and answer those questions directly. So thanks again for such clever and insightful questions. Now, a question on Instagram recently: what's the difference between sunscreen that I might use for day-to-day use, going to work and about my sort of general working week, versus sunscreen that I use on the beach? Now, the reality is there shouldn't be much difference at all in terms of the ingredients and level of protection offered. We have fairly standardized ways of measuring SPF, which measures our UVB protection and UVA protection. So really the level of protection shouldn't be any different if you see that certification on pack. And I believe that we should use proper sunscreen on a daily basis, largely because I know that most working women who, once they've put makeup on top of their sunscreen, they're not taking it off again to reapply their sunscreen later on in the day. So as a practical woman who's busy and doesn't have time to take off my makeup in the middle of the day, even if I do go to the gym, I want to max out the utility of that one application that I'm going to apply on a daily basis. That's why I'm really zealous about the amount that you use, about layering it carefully, and it's why I generally recommend the more elegant end of the spectrum, because it's not that there aren't good sunscreens out there at a lower price point. These are simply the ones that I think have it all in a way. So they've got cosmetic elegance, which means that they're really pleasant to apply. They're not products that make you go, ugh, sticky, do I really have to put it on today? And you kind of look out the window, hopefully for rain clouds or other signs that you might not need to wear your sunscreen today. So cosmetic elegance is important. Correct formulation so that you've got proper UVA and UVB protection in there. And, you know, if it's a tinted product, because some people like to wear a tinted sunscreen on a day-to-day basis, almost as a substitute for their foundation, then the shades are good. So I'm really particular about the sunscreens I recommend. And it's not that I'm not open to the more affordable end of the market. It just tends to be that in order to get people to apply products generously, the sort of more cosmeceutical brands do seem to do it better, in my opinion. And I'm getting first-hand feedback from women every day about how they find the sunscreens I recommend in my clinic, on social media. And I will change my view if I get a lot of negative feedback about a product. But in general, I tend to recommend those that I feel are tried and tested. So that's the nature of everyday sunscreen. And in truth, if it's that well formulated, it's fine to wear on the beach. Now, the one caveat I would say, and it's the reason why I did a recent video about this, is that if you are sweating a lot, or you're doing sport, or you're toweling your skin because you're in and out of the sea on the beach, it does tend to mean that a water-resistant formulation will be better for your skin in terms of staying put and giving you a little bit extra protection. Imagine you're on a boat, for instance, and you're in and out of the water. I just think that you're safer with a water-resistant formula. Now, is that necessary for day-to-day? My feeling is that they're a little bit harder to remove. Excuse me, they're a little bit harder to remove, and therefore for every day, I think if there's no real need, because you're not sweating madly and you're not doing Bikram yoga in the middle of the day, there's no real reason to have a water-resistant format. So that's the one difference, I think, that could make a sunscreen more suitable for beach use. But otherwise, a good formula is a good formula. That turned out to be slightly longer than I meant it to be, but I think it answered maybe more than one of the common questions that I get asked. So I'm going to finish this video now because you might be getting bored hearing about sunscreen, but I am going to do some more on the same sort of topic, because I do think there are lots of frequently asked questions regarding sun protection and how you make it work for everyday use, because it's so important. So I'm going to come back to you. Bye for now.